to pop away all my birds, my toft birds. I'm really struggling for space to put all my new creatures out that I'm making. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store them all. Obviously I'm going to leave the Christmas ones at the top because they will always come out and go on my tree. I don't know about those ones at the back. I think they're not my favourite, if I'm honest. I'm not gonna say they are because they're not, but the birds definitely are. So yeah, I think I've made the difficult decision to pop them all away. I'm going to keep them in storage, perhaps just get one or two out every now and then. Good morning, everybody. It is now a little bit later on, 10:30. It's a beautiful day today. It's going to be really, really warm. We've had some weather warnings, I know, go figure, for it being too warm. Can you believe that? I think it's more for the, what's the word I'm looking for? The vulnerable and maybe a little bit, I want to say old people, but I'm old, so yeah, I need to be careful. Not that I sit in the sunshine anyway. I am not a sun lover. I could sit out all afternoon as long as we'd got the gazebo up and I was underneath it. Anyway, what you need to know is that today is beautiful and I couldn't be happier. I've just finished getting ready. I've had my shower, I've got my clothes on, and I am just sat at my machine now, just doing some little bits and pieces that I want to do for my shop. But whilst I was sat here sewing, I remembered that I saw on my Instagram feed one of the ladies I follow called, I think she's called Hayley Makes This, or Hayley Makes That, or Hayley Makes These, something like that. I'll put it on the screen down below for you. And she was taking part in Helen from Mousy Makes Pod. She was taking part in the make-along mal for the mice. And she was making one of these. Now, it's not the best of pictures because I've literally took a screenshot of it and then printed it off to show you. But it's this cute little mouse. Is that not just adorable? And it's a free pattern. And that's not going to take long. The only thing that I need to get finished this week is number 12 sweater. And I finished one sleeve and I'm going to cast on the other sleeve because we're going out in the car. So I'm going to cast that on and do that in the car. I don't know why I've decided to do the sleeves first, probably just to mix it up a little bit. So I've got to get that finished this week, but that is so doable. So I've decided I'm going to make this as well. The only other thing that I'd like to get finished is my beaded pouch, which is blocking behind you on a blocking mat, excuse me. But there's no rush for that. I'm not bothered about that. If that doesn't get done till next week, I'm not bothered about that. So yeah, this week I'd like to make this. And before I started messing around on my machine, I am trying to get very organised for Christmas in July. I'll just use, by the way, I digress already, I'll just use a 4-ply cotton for that. I'll show it to you when I've chose it. Yeah, I am trying to desperately get ready for Christmas in July, so I'm organised. I don't have to worry about it because I have got 2 channels, and I'm also doing Christmas in July on my other channel, which is a paper crafting channel. So I'm thinking to myself, let's get organised, Jeanette. Let's not get behind. And yeah, so yesterday, as well as sorting out most of my craft room, some of my shelves are still bare because I'm still having a bit of a sort out with everything in it. I decided to have a look what I wanted to make for Christmas in July. Now, I've already shown you that I'd like to make the 2 teddy bears, so that's already on the list. I have got an ongoing project from Christmas, a blanket that I started a cajillion years ago. I do not jest. I started this a long time ago. And so I'd like to work on that throughout July to perhaps get a few more rows put on it. It's a crochet blanket. I'll show it you all when we get nearer the time. But I've also, I don't know if you can see here, this fairy hanging here. Before I finish filming, I'll show you. Well, I have made one before, and it's the flying fairy. Now, there's so many different variations of this, and they're all fabulous. I love them all. It's a really nice, fun make. And I always wanted to do last year one for the top of my Christmas tree. But in true Jeanette style, I just never got round to it. I don't know if I run out of time. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't, but it never got done. So one of my makes this July is going to be a Christmas fairy. So I'm definitely going to make that. I will leave links of all the things that I am making in case anybody's interested and they want to make along too. So I'm hoping to do the fairy. Now, a lot of you have known that I have been making, hold on a second, you've seen this before because I've been making this, the tiny little bear. And this lady is called, I think it's Scandi Dolls, and again I'll put it down below and I'll write a name on the screen. This lady has an advent calendar, but it's just for the patterns. I'll put a picture here for you. Now, I did contemplate buying it, I'm not going to lie. But for the pattern, the 2 bears are free patterns, so I've already got them. And then for, I can't remember how many items it is, which I've got a few of that's already in the pattern. It's almost £60 for a pattern. And for as much as I understand how hard these designers work, I get that, I really do get that. But how anybody, I'm going to say it, I'm sorry, but how anybody can justify £60 for little tiny clothes like this. So I don't need the bear patterns, I just need the little clothes. And like I say, some of the things that's in the advent calendar I've already bought the patterns for. So I'm going to mix and match and make Mr. and Mrs. Bear and sort of my own advent calendar, if you like, but not, that doesn't make any sense. What am I trying to say? So I'm going to, throughout December, try and make, I don't even know what I'm trying to say to you. I want to do the advent calendar, but I'm not paying £60 for the pattern. So I am going to pull out all the patterns that I have got and I'm going to mix them up and try and make bits of it myself, but not as an advent. Oh, no, I'm not explaining this very well, am I? Yeah, I'm not explaining this very well and I don't know how to. So we'll forget that for the minute and I'll come back to you and try and explain in a better way. Or, I don't know, yeah. Shall I cut this out? No, I'll just let you see how I struggle with my brain. I'm actually starting to get a little bit concerned that I can't get my words out. Everybody keeps telling me it's the menopause and I've got brain fog, but I actually really struggle sometimes to try and get out what I'm trying to explain to people. And this is what happens. It just won't come out. Which, if anybody knows me well, which there's a few people that watch that know me quite well, my family know me very well. They know I never have trouble talking. Never, ever. But yeah, I am recently. Anyway, never mind. So, I'll try and explain to you better when I come back from taking the dog for his haircut. And when I've made what I want to make in these like type of advent calendars, I want to make them a little house in here. Now, I bought this little suitcase when I went to visit my wonderful friend in the Netherlands, Dawn, from Dawn's Days and the Woven Almanac. And she's already filled hers and done it cute, but I've still got mine in true Jeanette style, empty. So, and it's only a small thing, so I'd like to make it, and I've seen them before, where you have them open like this. The inside here is the house, and then this outside bit here is the living room, and you put like little pictures up and make them a bed and stuff like that. I'd quite like to do that. It's not very big, so it would have to be, well, this is my bear, and actually, it might actually be. Do you think that's a bit too big? Oh, yeah, it might have to be. I might have to use one of my bigger ones. Can you see them up there? I might have to use one of them. Anyway, we'll suss that one out later. But that's what I'd like to do. Make a Christmas scene in my suitcase with my miniature teddies. We might have to swap the size of suitcase up. And then I have another pattern here that I bought last year and never got round to. And again, this is just for the Mice Family winter collection. This is just for the clothes and the tree and the snowman. You need to buy the 2 mice patterns separately, which again, I've already got. So I'd quite like to make this as well. Can you see a theme coming along here? This is all Helen's fault. I am feeling miniature and mice for Christmas this year. So that's a couple of things that I'm wanting to make. Yeah, I'm really sorry for that bit of a ramble then. I don't know what went on. I'm going to go now because I don't want to embarrass myself anymore. I'm going to take the dog and hopefully I'll be back later on. See you later. Have a lovely day in the sun. Good evening, everybody. I am back from my trip out this afternoon. We've been out all afternoon, actually. It's really late. It's 5:45. Tim is just doing some small jobs and then he's going to make dinner. So I thought I'd come up and I'd show you the couple of things that I'd finished. I've picked some yarn to do that little mouse, and I've had a wonderful surprise today that I'm going to share with you. I haven't sorted out my advent that I wanted to do in the suitcase with the little mice. I haven't got all the patterns together. Yeah, so I'm going to do that tonight. I'm going to download all my patterns, not download them, print them all off. I'm going to print off everything that I've got, and I'm going to try and make an advent, but I'm going to just have maybe one thing in it a day. Like, I'm going to make them all in Christmas in July, and then I will wrap them up, mix them all up and put them in Advent to use on my 2 little teddy bears in December. Does that make any sense? So I'm going to make their outfits, put them in bags, put them in an Advent, mix them all up. So I've made them and I know what they are, but I don't know when I'll be getting them or putting them on, if that makes any sense at all. In my mind, I know what I want to do, but I can't get it out. Anyway, enough about that. So yeah, I've not sorted that out yet because we've had a really busy afternoon. We've been shopping, we've took the dog, we've done some other chores, we've called to a few places that we wasn't supposed to, but while we were out, we thought we might as well do it. And yeah, we've had a nice afternoon, basically. Right, so first of all, we have been out all afternoon, like I've just said, and when I got back, there was a parcel behind our front door, with this absolutely wonderful book in it. Let me show it to you. Is that not just a gorgeous book? It's called Woodland Whimsies Knitting Patterns, and my lovely friend Toby Katz has sent this for me. Oh, I am thrilled with it. This, as soon as I opened it, I knew that this would be the first thing that I made, but there are so many wonderful patterns in it, and it is such an in-depth book. I'm just going to show you this quickly. I just love how it's all instructed row by row in colours, and it tells you what colour. So there's like a green, a blue, a red. It tells you what colour you should be doing your colour work in, which for somebody like me is brilliant, because I know that I say it every time, I'm not a particularly brilliant knitter, and I don't think I am, and things like that really help me. So Karen, thank you so much for this. Look, my hair's sticking out again, I'm doing it. Thank you so much for this book, Karen. It is just fabulous. I love it. Now, Karen and we've talked this afternoon, very, very briefly, because Karen is in the States, so she's still working. But we've talked very briefly this afternoon that we think we're going to make a creature together at the same time. So we're going to have a knit along across the pond. It'll be so much fun. But more about that later on. So that arrived. I managed to finish sweater number 11. Here it is, all finished. And I started 12, which is downstairs, so I can't show you. But all I've done is the sleeve. I didn't get round to casting on the second sleeve while we was travelling. I just didn't get round to doing it, so I'm going to do that later. But 11 is done. But I want to just show you, I'm not going to get them all out because I'm going to show you when I finish 12, because I'll be halfway there then. But I have kept them all in a Wool Warehouse bag. Look at all those sweaters, all the different colours. There's 11 in there, and I will show them all to you when I finished number 12. And then last but no means least, I have finished Hazel the Squirrel. Is that my husband coming up? Hello.
Hello.
I have finished Hazel the Squirrel. I have done her shawl. I used the spindrift like I said I was going to do. I had blocked it yesterday and it sits beautifully on her. I've got a little love heart button. Can you see there? So I'm going to call her finished. So I'm going to put her up on one of my shelves up here. I am thrilled with that. Really, really like that. I like the shawl with a little acorn. Anyway, so that's finished. So yeah, I've got that finished, my number 11 sweater finished, and I've chosen the yarn for my little mouse. Now, I had this little bit of grey cotton. So I'm going to do grey, pink and white. Now, I'm a bit concerned that I might not have enough grey with that. So I found this darker grey, and I don't know which to use. I don't know whether to do the darker grey or the lighter grey. Watch this space, we'll find out tomorrow. Right, so that's it for today, because like I say, it's quite late at night and we're just about to have something to eat now. Tim's going to make dinner for us, and then I have got some other filming to do for my paper crafting channel for Christmas in July. So I will be back possibly tomorrow, possibly Wednesday, I'm not sure yet. Just have your notification bell on, and then when I do upload a video, you'll see it. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Happy crafting, and I'll see you soon. Good night.